Hey everyone, it's Cheyenne, and I just wanted to take some time to talk to you guys just about some stuff that I've been thinking about and stuff that I've thought about before, mostly this year and last year. It all started with this post that I saw, and it was a picture, and it said that normal girls, not normal girls, girls who are naturally skinny are lucky because they'll never know what it's like to have to try and lose the weight. And being a girl who's naturally skinny, that pissed me off, honestly, because it's a different battle to be tiny versus to be overweight. Trust me, it's a completely different battle. And it also led me to think of, girls who are by society standards, maybe not the best looking, and girls who are by society standards, some of the best looking girls. And, I've been thinking about a lot of that stuff and how all these times there are people on both sides of the wall who want to be on the other side because we always spend so much time thinking about how the grass on the other side of this wall is greener. But we never really think about the problems that the other person could have. Such as being naturally skinny, I can tell you that I was bullied for it. Kids called me anorexic. They told me I needed to eat more. They said I was skin and bones, that I could break like a twig. Trust me, it doesn't sound that bad right now compared to some of the things that you've been called in your life, but back when I was a kid, that was terrible. I spent most of my life trying to gain weight to fit what society's standards called average. And every time I ate, I would eat to the point where I felt sick because I wanted so badly to gain the weight because I wanted to be what people thought was perfect. And then I had people who would tell me, "Oh my gosh, no, you're so skinny, I wish I could be that small." No, you don't. Going into 7th grade, 68 pounds, people thought that I literally did not eat enough. I cannot tell you how many times myself or maybe my sister, how many times that we've heard that we need to eat more because we're just skinny little things. Like, oh my gosh, does she eat? Trust me, it hurts just as much as being called out for being overweight. I learned how to blend into the background as a kid because that's what made sense to me. And it took so much time and so much effort to get to the weight that I'm at now, and even now I still fight to keep that weight and also to stay in shape because I'm scared that if I get a little bit overweight, then yeah, I'm gonna start being made fun of for that too. As for the pretty thing, or the not pretty thing, let me explain to you why I say society standards. Because whether or not you're pretty is based on someone's definition, their personal definition of what is and is not aesthetically pleasing. Let me repeat that. What is pretty to someone is based on their definition, not anyone else's, theirs. Their definition of what is aesthetically pleasing, so what looks good to their eyes. Now, yes, a lot of people tend to have somewhat of the same definition 90% of the time. But not everyone does. And girls I guess like me when I was a little kid or when I was in middle school or something, who were more average looking or maybe less than average. I would say I was probably less than average. Most girls probably would. It's just the way we grew up. The way we were taught things, I guess. It's kind of stupid. But girls who think of themselves as ugly always look at other girls and think, oh my gosh, if I could be as pretty as her, I'd have guys all over me. I would know. I spent part of my life thinking that when no one wanted to be with me. Except for the guys who actually got to know me and knew that I wasn't. That's something I'll explain later. Now that I'm older, and I've grown into myself a little bit more, and I've grown into my looks and such, and I do have people who start to like me, it's a whole different story. And looking back, I wish that I was still that girl who no one wanted to be with, that could blend into the background so easily. Because it's a whole different battle. I mean, there are people who can make you feel so disgusted with yourself just for being you. And they don't even have to be rude about something. They could be talking to you about how they like you. But it makes you feel cheap sometimes. Because, I swear, people are more than just an object. This goes for guys too, girls. I mean, we're more than just objects. Yes, while we may look aesthetically pleasing to you, there is more, a lot deeper down than just what is on the outside. And that is the problem with 99% of the relationships these days, is that a lot of people just go on what is aesthetically pleasing to them. And then they find out later on in the relationship that the person they're with is kind of shit. Let me tell you something when it comes to looks. Something that I learned over time at a very young age. If someone has a beautiful soul, and I'm going to say it like that, if they have a beautiful soul and a beautiful personality, then the more you get to know them, the more beautiful they will become to you. Trust me. There were people who I met who I was like, well, they might not get very many people who want to be with them, but I got to know them. And the more I got to know them, the more I looked at them and said, oh my gosh, they are gorgeous. Because looks aren't always about what's on the outside. Yeah, maybe that's what interests you at first. I mean, I know if I were to pick up a book that looks like this, yeah, I'd probably want to get it. Yes, this is Wuthering Heights. I haven't read it yet, but I kind of want to. But look, this is aesthetically pleasing to me. And yes, this is going to make me pick up the book. But it's not going to make me like the book. There's a difference between liking what I see and actually liking it. For all I know, after reading this book, I could totally and completely hate it. What's on the inside affects what you see on the outside. If I hate this book, then whenever I hear the name Wuthering Heights, I'm probably going to scrunch up my face. But if I love it, then I'll love it. And it'll bring back good memories. So before you go and say you wish you were on the other side of the fence because you think maybe the grass is a little bit greener, think about the problems that the other person could be facing too. And just think, if we could all get together on this and just realize that we're all beautiful in our own way, and that we're all perfect in our own way, and that truly actual perfection, like society's idea of perfection, is absolutely and totally boring. Like, I always spent so much time wishing I could be perfect, but now, thinking about what society's idea of perfection is, I don't want to be that. I'd rather be the outcast that I've always been. And I know I don't seem like much of an outcast, but in high school, heck yeah. I mean, I hung out with a group of outcasts, and we were all proud to be called that. We were all proud to be called outcasts. Because that's who we were. We didn't really fit in anywhere, and we were happy about that. Because in the way that we didn't fit in everywhere, we were able to make friends from all different kinds of groups. And learn so much more about the world. It's so amazing what you can learn when you don't cut yourself off, you know? Don't just put yourself to one group. I mean, there's so much you can learn from someone else who might not be exactly like you. It's pretty amazing. But hey, these are just my thoughts. I mean, deep thoughts of a girl at almost 12 in the morning. Maybe they're not that deep. Maybe there's a deeper subject lying underneath all this that you guys just need to think about, and I'm not going to say because it's up for you guys. It's a coin that I'm flipping up and hoping that 99% of you get heads. So you can think. See what I did there? Anyways, it's just my thought. It's a bit of some food for thought. I hope that you guys are having a good day. When y'all see this, it'll be Tuesday. Who knows? But hey, let me know what you guys think. If you guys think that there's a deeper part to this, or if you guys have figured out that there's a deeper part to this, and I'm hoping you guys will figure out, comment below. Hey, let me know, and let others know, so other people can read it and be like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. So I can read it and be like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. But don't forget that you are absolutely beautiful and you are absolutely amazing in your own way. And not just to you, not just to me, but to someone else too. And always remember that the cover isn't always what's the most important thing. Sometimes it's what's on the inside. I mean, even with more than just this. If you think about it, most of you guys know the rock that is known as a geode. It's like any normal rock on the outside. I used to have one somewhere around here, but I think I lost it a long time ago. But let's say it was like this. This is a rock. Yes, I used to collect rocks. Don't judge me. So much judgment. I can feel it through the camera. Okay. So, let's say this was a geode. On the outside, it just looks like any normal rock. Now, this is a very white rock. It's very, very white. I don't know why. It looks like it was bleached. But, on the outside, it looks like just a rock. But if it were a geode, which would actually typically be a little bit more spherical, but, if it were a geode, when you break it open, there's these beautiful gems within. Crystals. Make sure that even if you don't feel beautiful, you know that you are. That you know that it's what's on the inside that really counts. What really, truly counts. I love you guys so much. Once again, if you have any comments of your own, make sure to put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If you have any advice suggestions or song suggestions even, you can comment down below also, or you can use my email in the description and I'll get to it as soon as possible. If it is at all possible. Or if you just need advice. I mean, I'm always happy to be giving advice, even if it's just me talking to you. I'm here for advice, bros, and dudettes, and yeah. Anyways, don't forget to dance today once again. I love you guys so, so much. Stay you. Believe in yourselves because you guys are absolutely amazing, and I know you guys can do anything once you put your minds to it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.